Well, several weeks ago, when I was at Total Wine looking for Rogue beers, just after I had heard that Rogue Brewing had closed up shop, I met a gentleman who was looking for Christmas beers. And he specifically noted he did not prefer hoppy beers, and he was looking for nice malty, spiced, more traditional holiday fare when it comes to the draft. And so I recommended Abita Christmas beer or Christmas ale, because Abita Christmas Ale, in my experience, the 1 or 2 times I had had it previously, had been very much like 8 or 9/10 of a St Bernardus for 1/5 the cost. Really good value for a nice, tasty, spiced brown or dark ale that's super great for holidays and would super appeal to someone who was not super interested in how many times I can put the word super in this sentence regarding hoppy beers. And then a week or so later, 2 weeks later, when I was looking for Christmas beers, I bought myself a case of Abita Christmas Ale, and I looked at the label, and it says that the Abita Christmas Ale gets reformulated every year. It is a new beer each year. They don't try to hold to the same recipe or same target result. And so I hoped that my recommendation had still been a good recommendation. I have to apologize to that gentleman, because 2025's Abita Christmas Ale is a hoppy beer. And I have to thank Marcus for this pun once again, Hoppy Christmas. And yes, I do like using the word happy. I do like using the word happy when it comes to Christmas. Merry is a less commonly used word these days, and happy, as far as modern usage, works. Plus, it sounds a little bit unique, and then hopefully I stand out in people's minds when I say that as someone who talks different. I probably already do. Right behind talks too much. The aromas coming off this are quite nice. So this is the 2025 Abita Brewing Seasonal Christmas Ale. And it's dark for an IPA. This is what you might expect some triples maybe to look like. I'm not sure how much of that color is from the malt and how much of it is from other parts of the recipe. The head is quite creamy. I did bring this up a few degrees, running under cold tap water from my refrigerator's 38-degree hold temp. So I'm guessing it's upper 40s by now. This is no West Coast IPA, so I have that going for me. I still feel really bad for that recommendation. Abita Christmas Ale is a good beer. Every year that I've had it, it's been a good beer. My tastes are more broadly ranging than some, and 2025 in particular, just kind of to repeat the spoiler I've already given, 2025's is a hoppier release. I mean, the one I had 3-4 years ago, I'm pretty sure I recorded for this channel. If so, I'll tag it somewhere around here. The one I recorded, it was, like I said, it was really close. Like, it was along the lines of a St Bernardus, which is kind of the gold standard for Christmas ales. It is just superlative in every possible way. The only problem with it is the cans, which you think are the value proposition, are small cans. They are not ginormous American 12-ounce cans or whatever these are. I guess they're 12 ounces. I don't know. They are smaller cans, and even those are pricey. So it's not the most expensive beer, but you're not buying it on the regular. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so some nuttiness. So yeah, definitely I would say that the malts are some of the darker brown color here. So nuttiness, and it's not a light or bright malt. It's almost like a, but it's also not the, like that sweet malt in the bag, liquid malt kind of stuff. It's this nice medium light brownness. And it reads as nutty rather than toasty, which is pretty nice. But at the same time, the hops are present. They're really big. They're beautiful. Not like bombastic, powerful, but the aroma that the hops bring, it's room-filling kind of aroma. And it's kind of a light orange. I suppose the Southeast, the Oregon orange, kind of, not blood orange, but as opposed to the more acidic or brighter navel oranges that I'm more familiar with on the West Coast. Grew up with a navel orange tree in my front yard kind of place. So it's a really nice combination to the nose of this kind of soft orange. It's not so soft as tangerine or mandarin. It's still definitely orange and possibly more to the orange peel or the essence of orange, but it does not have the acidity of straight on orange peel or a zested orange. So you have this soft, slightly sweet orange and this nice nuttiness, and it works pretty nicely as far as aroma goes. The head does eventually disappear, but it took a while. Yeah, that's nice. It's the same thing with possibly a little bit of roastiness that then fades into this pretty decent like West Coast hop finish. Like those are not the hops you expect on Northeast hazy as far as the finish goes. You have the bright orange at the front. You've got this little nuttiness that really it hangs on for at least as long as the hop, so that's nice. So you have the orange and the nuttiness, and then the roast. It's like there's some roasty character, some almost burnt, just slight, that comes in, but it's probably the hops coming in. These stronger, more resinous, piney sort of finish hops, which just linger. I mean, I'm still tasting them now. And then a little bit later, little chunky nuttiness comes back in. And it's not like peanuts, or it could be I'd say it's probably walnuts and pecans kind of nuttiness. The nuttiness at the front is more toasted pecans. And at the back, there's a little bit more dryness to it. So kind of walnut. Yeah, and once again, the orange is not particularly like strong, powerful. I mean, it's definitely a hoppy beer. It's not a spiced brown ale. It is a hopped, darker pale ale, and yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying it. It is kind of funny that yet again I have another hoppy holiday beer. What has this year become? I have Bifrost, I think, still to come, which I plan to review later today, and that's definitely a light or light colored Christmas beer, and I recall that being pretty strongly hopped. I have a couple other beers in my fridge that are not, I could just have one-offs, that I know are stouts and stuff like that. I do have a New Belgian coming up that's a spiced brown ale. That'll probably record later today because the weather is just gorgeous here today. Blue skies. We're kind of between two atmospheric rivers here in the Northwest. If you heard the news by the time this posts in the last week or so and all the flooding and such, we're not dealing with any flooding here. We live up on the prairie, kind of up against the mountain, the coastal range, and the rivers are a little ways to either side. We have a wetlands a mile that way, which just absorbs tons of water and really helps mitigate flooding. And our property just drains super easily. So while we had bigger puddles than usual and we got several inches of rain, it was not any sort of danger or damage at our place. And we weren't cut off from any sorts of cities or anything due to flooded roads. So that's good. There's people who have had it far, far worse than we have. But right here in the middle, we had the atmospheric river last week and all the flooding of Snohomish and all that kind of stuff still going on as the water continues to drain out of the mountains. And then we're expected to get another doozy in just a couple days, starting up. I think Monday showed lightning strike or lightning on the forecast. So we'll see what that does. Anyways, this is me, Matthew, rambling now, contextualizing, I say. Wishing you yet again a hoppy Christmas as I drink and enjoy Abita 2025's Abita Christmas Ale, which is a hoppy Christmas ale. I gave it 3 stars. It's a perfectly great beer. It's a good beer. Is it quite as holiday and superlative as it was as the version from 4 years ago, 3 years ago, the last time I reviewed it? Was that 3 or 4? I know it was at the old house, which was far more of the spiced brown ale, which you might expect as a traditional Christmas ale. But it's definitely, you know, in character with all the beers I'm trying this year. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.